Okay.
You know, I learned to play the guitar just for this lesson.
Yeah?
Yeah. Because I felt like this lesson needed guitar playing. And I said, okay, then I'm going to play the guitar so you can have a guitar at the lesson.
Okay.
Then I got other benefits from it. That was the reason.
Okay, so Reb Shlomo's your set tonight? Oh, good. So I'll move this over here.
It's easier for you.
Yeah. I'll move this over here.
More people are coming.
I hope that a lot of people went to the concert
Oh, where's the concert?
in Airport City. Have you ever heard of that place? Never been there. What?
Next to the airport.
It's next to the airport. It's a new. I guess it's some kind of a shopping mall or something or whatever. I don't know. But there's a hall there and everything. Okay, so tonight is Reb Shlomo's 21st year of sides, and tomorrow morning we're having 4 special shiurim, and in the afternoon I'm going to go in the afternoon because that's when personally I would like to go tonight, but Judy's going to go tomorrow, so I'll go with her. Okay? But I'm sure there's going to be a lot of people there tonight also.
Some other people are going to go with Roz later.
Huh?
Some other people are going to go with Roz later.
Roz is going tonight?
One year and the day after. A mistake.
Yeah. Actually, Roz is
there the day after.
Still there.
I noticed a little poster that Roz is doing a special event on Motzei Shabbos at his shul for Reb Shlomo, but singing the connection between song and prayer. It's going to be in Hebrew.
Mm-hmm.
So you might want to go on Motzei Shabbos.
I'd love to go. I don't get very many places on the Shabbos.
Anyway, we're going to be in Tekoa for Shabbos.
Oh, really?
Yeah, there's an event there, Motzei Shabbos for Reb Shlomo. Yeah. Okay. So Parshat Va'yeira. So first, I want to just say over a couple of things from Rav Steinsaltz, and he goes into a whole discussion, just about tests, nisyonot. Right? The Mishnah says that Avram Avinu was tested 10 times, and V'amad b'kulan, and he succeeded in all of them, right? He passed all of them properly, and so the and presumably, right, it makes perfect sense to say that every successive test was more difficult than the previous one, right?
It wouldn't be a test.
Otherwise, if you already passed the severe one, so what's the big test, right? So the question is, in this week's parsha we have the test of the Akedah, right? And then following the Akedah, it comes Parshat Va'yeira, right? Next week. And what's the test over there is that Sarah passes away, and Avram Avinu has to find a place to bury her, right? And he ends up buying the Ma'arat HaMachpelah from Ephron HaChiti, right? And the Torah tells us how he bows to the people a number of times and so on. So the question is, so what's, if you, the Akedah is such a huge test, so how is the 10th test more severe? How is the test of Sarah dying and burying her, how is that more severe than the test of the Akedah, right? Someone's at the door. Okay. No, but I did hear knocking. Maybe it was a neighbor's door.
Like the wind or something.
Okay. So, fine. Some people are of the opinion that the Akedah was the last test. But there are those that are of the opinion that the last test was with Sarah passing away and having to find a burial place for her and so on. So, Reb Steinsaltz explains it as follows. But the Torah says, "V'ahavta et Hashem Elokecha v'chol levavcha v'chol nafshecha v'chol meyodecha," right? That whatever a person is doing, what does b'chol meyodecha mean? B'chol meyodecha means with your very much, right? So with all your wealth, right? With all your
will.
No, with all your. I thought you said with all your wealth.
Yeah.
It is interpreted as being with all your wealth, but basically ma'od, whatever you're endowed with, whatever gifts you have, right? You gotta love Hashem with that too. Now, so Rashi brings, and that pasuk, Rashi brings the Gemara, if the Torah says you should love God, b'chol levavcha, b'chol nafshecha, and b'chol nafshecha is interpreted to mean even if you have to give your life for believing in God, you have to be ready to give your life, right? So, and b'chol meyodecha means with all your wealth. So, if somebody's ready to give his life for God, so surely he's be willing to give all his money away too. The Gemara answers, no. There are some people to whom their life is more valuable than their money, and there are people to whom their money is worth more than their life. So therefore it says b'chol nafshecha and b'chol meyodecha. Okay. Now another interpretation of b'chol meyodecha is whatever you are doing in this world, right, to continuously work towards whatever you're doing as a Jew and serving Hashem, continue to try to do better and better. Okay, it's like like you love your husband, you love your wife, right? So you say, oh well, I buy her an ice cream every week. That's enough. Okay, like I met this shaliach in Denver, Rabbi Sarah Bransky. So he told me that when he was getting married, he asked his mashpia for some advice, about married life, shalom bayis, peace in the home. So he said to his mashpia, I noticed that every Shabbos you're in the yeshiva. You remember it? You're in the yeshiva from like 7 in the morning, and you don't go home before 3 o'clock in the afternoon. So how does that affect your shalom bayit? So his mashpia said to him, if you come to the shul at 7 in the morning and you go home at 3 o'clock, you're not going to have any problems with shalom bayit. But if you don't come to shul before 9 or 10 o'clock in the morning and then you don't go home before 3, you're going to have problems. So he said to his mashpia, I noticed that on the weeknights you never go home before 10 o'clock at night. How does that affect your shalom bayit? He says, for that, God invented chocolate ice cream. Okay, so some people think I'm showing you so much and so much love. Must speak, right? I love you. What else do you want, right? And some people think that in terms of like avodat Hashem, I'm learning X amount of time every day. I'm doing this mitzvah, I'm doing that mitzvah, and must speak, right? And so one interpretation of the Chol Yodecha is to always strive to do some more, to do more. Okay. Now, so now he says like this. Avraham Avinu, we know that, right? That Nimrod threw him into the fire pit, and he withstood that test because he wouldn't bow to the idol. He withstood the test of the Akedah. So what could be more than that? Right? So he says that there is the issue of, he says, Chinese torture. One of the well-known Chinese tortures is they would take a person and they would drip water on their head, drop by drop by drop by drop by drop. And even very strong-willed people who were ready to lose a limb, who were ready to give their life for whatever cause they were fighting for. But with you look at this after, okay? Even if they were willing to give their lives for the cause, they would break under this kind of Chinese torture. Interesting,
Something to do with the water that we weren't today?
No, just the point is that you can withstand, like for example, the Akedah. it's or Abraham Avinu being thrown into the fire pit. It's a one-time thing. He knows why he's
The sweetest and softest things are hard for us to stand.
okay. So he knows why he's doing it. He knows that he might lose his life right now, right? But it's done. It's over, right? But to be tested again every day, right? That is a very difficult test.
So that's like the water.
That's like the water. Understand? He just went through this. He just went through this big test with the Akedah, and now he has to. Go and haggle to find a place to bury his wife, and he has to bow to these people, and so on. It's the ongoing testing that's difficult. So just to relate it to something else that we were learning this week in the Tanya. Okay, I'll shut it up. Sivya is looking for someone. She's making a malava malka for her parents, and she's looking for someone that would come and that would do some music on Moshe Shabbos.
Told you I don't get anywhere on Motzi Shabbos. I have a mess in my house Motzi Shabbos.
Well, it'll be there when you come home too.
How maybe Alma? I can send Alma.
I think maybe. I mean, she might want that a mail. Yeah, but I'll give you the message. Okay. Okay. So we were learning in Tanya this week about the matter of people who have to struggle all the time with machshavot zarot in davening. Right? You've probably noticed that every time that we daven, every time you daven the Amidah, particularly the Amidah, it's like all these other thoughts coming to your mind, right? And it's a real struggle. So the Alter Rebbe's advice is like every time that happens, just ignore it and refocus. 10 seconds later, it happens again, ignore it and refocus, right? Now, what happens for a lot of people, I know for myself, is that it sort of like becomes like, some people say, you know what? It's ridiculous. My davening isn't real davening. I'm just, every time I try to daven, I'm just thinking about all kinds of other things. So what's the point of my even saying the prayers altogether? It's just like, it's not real davening. And some people just will continue, doing shachris and mincha, and they know that they're having the machshavot zarot, and they're hoping that maybe at least I'll say one sentence or one word with kavanah, right? But what's happened is that it's not as if these people didn't try to daven with kavanah, right? But the fact is that every time that you try, the Yetzer Hara keeps on coming back at you. It's like they drop by drop by drop by drop, and you feel like frustrated that you just don't seem to ever succeed completely. And Dr. Rebbe says that that you should know that every time that you are faced with a machshava zara and you turn your mind away from it, you're actually fulfilling the mitzvah of v'lo acharei lebavtem acharei einechem. Don't go astray after your hearts and after your eyes. And you should be happy that you're doing that, just as if you were doing the mitzvah. And that Mishamayim, every time that a yid is confronted with something that he shouldn't be doing, or that he shouldn't be thinking, and he turns his mind away from it and does not transgress, this brings tremendous honor to Hashem in Shemayim.
Also, when you give up in general on overcoming something, so you're giving up on the opportunity to overcome it. If you give up, so like what you have to overcome, like okay, I have machshavot zarot, so I'm not going to do it anymore. But then you're taking away from your options.
You're right, but but like like people get weary. This is the point, because people get weary from being tested again and again and again, right? So like honestly speaking, if you were to stop me in the street on my way to shul in the morning and you say to me, "Are you going to? I know you're going to shul, but are you going to daven?" I know I'm going to put on my talis. I know I'm going to put on my tefillin, right? Do I know that I'm mamish really going to sincerely speak to God with kavanah? Mm-hmm. The same way that I'm speaking to you now. I know that I'm speaking to you now. I'm focused. I'm speaking to you, right? I'm not thinking about something else. I'm speaking to you. Am I going to say my prayers with the same attentiveness? Mm-hmm. Okay. Or am I just going to say Baruch Atah Hashem right? Mm-hmm. Okay. So I'm just bringing this whole thing up as an illustration to explain, like why according to this opinion, this last test of Sarah dying and Avram Avinu having to go and find a place to bury her, etc., why is that actually a test? Why not just why is it a test, but why would this be a bigger test than the Akedah? So the Akedah, he's told do this and this, and he knows that God said to do it. It's something that is like beyond his understanding of Hashem. He never understood Hashem this way, that Hashem would ever dream of asking him for something like this. His whole concept of God is as God is a compassionate one, etc., etc. His whole understanding of God is being tested, but God said, okay, he's doing it, right? Here, it's like, okay, another test, right? So that's Rav Steinsaltz's explanation, that just like in Chinese torture, another drop of water, is known that, like, the frequency, the ongoing battle makes people weary. Okay. So people get tired of having to struggle with machshavot zavot. They just say, okay, I'm going to go daven. I know I'm going to have machshavot zavot. I'm just tired of trying to fight it, So that's the difference between an ordinary person and a warrior, right? A warrior doesn't give up, and that's why Rabbi Nachman's big famous aphorism: "Don't give up. Asur lehityaesh." You're not allowed to give up. Right? How many people have given up trying to control their anger? How many people have given up trying to control themselves from speaking Lashon Hara? I'm sure that they've done tshuva many times, and they said, I'm not going to do this anymore, and then boom, they find themselves doing it again, right? So it's a test in that way, and it's even though it might just be one little particular thing, it's just the fact that you constantly having to be tested over it is very, very hard. Okay. So it's the test of day to day, right? It's small daily tests. Okay, let's look at Reb Shlomo. This is your side tonight. Let's go to page 124. Okay, Avraham Avinu, Kochat Shel Tefillah, the power of prayer. Avraham Avinu תיקן תפילת שחרית, אבל הוא היה יכול לתקן תפילת ערבית. מדוע התחיל בבוקר? Right, the Gemara says that we daven 3 times a day. Avraham Avinu was the one who established praying in the morning, and we learned that from Vayashkem Avraham Baboker. And Yitzchak taught us by davening in the afternoon. Correct. And Yaakov Avinu taught us about davening Marav, okay, praying at night. Vayivka b'makom. Vayivka b'makom. Okay.
You would think the Mari would come first. That's the first one.
Well,
because it's the first time in the day.
Well, the day begins at night, right? Followed by the day. But Bechtal it's not. It's like sort of like it's a question that he's just beginning to he's opening up the discussion. It's not like mamish question, but it's so why did Avraham Avinu start particularly in the morning? So he says, "Kishani ohev mishu, when I love somebody, and any yachol lachakot kedei lirot hayim gam hu ohev oti." When I love somebody, I can't wait to see does that person love me too. And I want to be the first one to tell you that I love you. Gam b'boker, also in the morning, when the sun rises, he doesn't ask, Hayim kvar higia, Hayim higia kvar hayom, ulai nechakeh. It doesn't wait, it doesn't, so to speak, wait and ask, is it already daytime for me to start shining? And then after half an hour, Hayareach hadayin kan, is the moon still here? As nachakeh ot ktsat, so let's wait a little bit longer. Lo. Hashemesh ola u'meviat yom chadash. The sun rises and brings a new day. Kach gam etzleinu am Yisrael. So too by us, people of Israel, אנחנו פותחים ראשונים. We start. In other words, we don't wait. That is, we got to. That's why it's such a big thing to daven vatikin. To daven mamish, like as soon as the sun rises, already to start Shemon Esrei exactly then. Kimu Avraham Avinu. Anachnu yotzim el haolam v'omrim. We go out to the world and we say, Halayla avar, the night is over. Me'achshav yesh rak yom. Now it's just going to be day. Me'achshav anachnu ohavim zeh et zeh. From this moment on, we love each other. Me'achshav ha'olam mishtaneh. The world is changing right now. Me'achshav. So taru la'asmachem, imagine, איזה עולם זה היה אם כולנו היו חיים כמו אברהם אבינו. Imagine how beautiful it would be if we would all be living like Avraham Avinu. לפעמים יש לי תחושה שכועסים עלינו בעולם. Sometimes I have a feeling that the world, people in the world are angry at us מפני שאנחנו לא אוהבים אותם די, that because we don't love them enough. הם מחכים שנחבק אותם. They're waiting that we should hug them. הרי מי יחבק אותם? Because after all, who's going to hug them? הם לא יחבקו זה את זה. They're not going to, the goyim aren't going to hug each other. רק אנחנו נחבק אותם. והם יודעים שזה אנחנו. They know that only the Yidden have the capacity to go out and hug everybody. Okay, so that's one answer that he's giving. Now he gives another teaching about prayer. He says, Yom la'achar sheba'u ha'malachim l'Avraham Avinu v'bizchut lo shehem omdim la'achriv et Sodom. A day after the angels came and told Abraham that they're on their way to destroying Sodom, השכים אברהם אבינו בבוקר והתפלל מקירות ליבו. Abraham Avinu got up early in the morning and he prayed from the walls of his heart, from the inside of his heart. He prays, Ribono shel olam, Master of the world. Maybe there are some tzaddikim who can save Sodom. Reb Tzadok Omer, Torah Mufla'ah. Reb Tzadok HaKohen says an amazing teaching. הפעם הראשונה שמופיעה תפילה בתורה, the first time that we find prayer mentioned in the Torah, היא כשאברהם אבינו מתפלל על סדום. It's when Abraham Avinu is praying for Sodom.
Like we learned, it was the tikkun for Noah who didn't pray for.
No, not that we didn't learn that it was a tikkun for Noah. We learned that that's why Hashem made the covenant with Abraham Avinu instead of with Noach. Okay. Moshe Rabbeinu is the tikkun for Noach. Okay. So זה ממש פלא פלאים. המקור של תפילה הוא כאן בפרשתנו. So this is amazing. The original source in the Torah for prayer is in this week's parsha. אבל מדוע התפלל אברהם אבינו כל כך עבור סדום? Why did he pray for Sodom? Why did he? And he went into an intense prayer, like he went into a sort of an argument with Hashem, saying like, maybe there's 50 tzaddikim, maybe there's 40 tzaddikim, maybe there's 30, maybe there's 20, maybe there's 10. And Hashem agreed with him to each of those requests. Sava Kaddish Abraham Ra'a Benevuah. So he says that our holy grandfather Abraham Avinu had a prophetic insight. שמאחורי כל הרשע והשחיתות של סדום מסתתר דוד המלך. That behind all the wickedness of Sodom, David HaMelech is hidden there somewhere, right? Matzati David Avdi. I found my servant David. Muvah b'midrash. The Medrash says, Amar Rabbi Yitzchak. Rabbi Yitzchak said, Matzati David Avdi. I found my servant David. Heichan matzati oto. Where did I find him? Bisdom. I found him in Sdom. How so? Ki Ruth, right? Ima shel Malchut, who's the mother of the kingdom of the house of David. Yatsa Milot was a descendant of Lot. Avraham Avinu yada shu mochach lahatzil kan mashu kadosh ma'od. Avraham Avinu knew that he has to save something really holy over here. And in fact, b'zchut hatfilah shel Avraham Avinu nitzal Lot. It's the merit of Avraham Avinu's prayer that Lot was saved. בסופו של דבר יצא מכאן משיח צדקנו, and ultimately Mashiach is a descendant, right, from Lot, and so he was saved by Avram's prayer. So Ru'u, page 125, Ru'u kama ze amok, see how deep this is. הגאולה של העולם כולו הייתה תלויה בתפילה הזו. So the redemption of the entire world, it turns out, was dependent on this prayer. The Pilei Plaim is an amazing thing. And the question is, and as one of the questions is that, okay, so why is the soul of Mashiach, why is it coming into the world, Dafke, through such an amazing event of Lot gets saved and his two daughters are saved, and they get pregnant from him, and the one who named her son Moab, right? Is through her, right, that we get Ruth HaMoaviyah, right? Then Ruth ends up converting, and she is the grandmother or the great grandmother of King David, and she is the mother of this whole lineage, including Mashiach ben David. So I once heard a teaching that Hashem, so to speak, has to smuggle the soul of Mashiach into the world, so that the Satan should not block it. Strange that God has to smuggle Mashiach into the world.
Why Hashem is open to strange things?
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying,
Why
like,
is this any different?
It's like he's playing a game with himself.
yeah, it's like you would expect that the Mashiach should be born into like the most prestigious family, and I mean, you know the story with King David when Shaul is not Shaul when Shmuel is coming to anoint King David, so he sees Yishai's children, because Hashem didn't tell him exactly who it's going to be, just sent him to Yishai, and he sees Yishai's sons, and Hashem says, no, it's none of these. It's none of these. And Shmuel asks, do you have any other brothers? And they say, yeah, there's David. He's with the sheep, And they were treating him like almost like an illegitimate kid.
So you're saying this is a recurring theme? This is a recurring theme?
I don't remember where else we have that, but there are other places that the salvation is definitely coming through the source that you would least expect it. Okay. We learned what last week. I think we learned that Reb Sholom. I think we learned it in Parshat Noach. That Reb Sholom says that Noach didn't believe that anybody in his generation could do tshuva. But if you're really a yid, you believe that every person is created in the image of God. Every person can do the greatest of things. So
everyone has the potential.
The Tivat Shalom brings in a few places. He says that if let's say you're standing outside a room and you hear somebody screaming, no, don't kill me, and you run into the room and you see somebody who's on the floor. There's a person standing with a knife in his hand and there's blood dripping from the knife. If you think that this person can't do tshuva, he says you haven't even stepped across the doorstep of Yiddishkeit. In other words,
there are plenty of criminals that have done tshuva.
Yeah.
Even Reish Lakish was.
And he was a thief. He wasn't a murderer, but still, yeah, you're right. But I'm just saying. But that's what he's saying. Is like the way we think. And we were learning this today too, weren't we, Ezzy? That the
Power of change.
The power of change, right? We think that the world is stronger than tshuva, or the world is stronger than the Torah, the world is stronger than Yerushalayim, but it's not true. It's a yid has to know that the Torah, Yerushalayim, Eretz Yisrael, Am Yisrael. We can be the smallest group, the numbers wise, but we have to have the conviction that we're stronger. Okay.
I can understand that. Let's say a Jew during the Holocaust, he wouldn't think that the Jewish people were stronger. But if you look at all of Jewish history, then you see it.
Right. but we can't see what's going to be in the future, so we need to think of what's happening now. And also in the Holocaust, even though it's so hard to put yourself in that place where even though we're going through all this, we're strong. It's hard to think that. And they didn't see the whole picture.
And plenty big people and devout Jews like just lost their faith in the Holocaust.
Sure, it was insanity. To think that the Jewish people are stronger than the Nazis, for example, especially when you see the power that the Nazis had, the Soviet Union, or the Spanish Inquisition, whatever it was, it's hard to understand. When you look at it and you think, here was the Soviet Union, it did everything it could to wipe out the Jews, and we're still there, we're still here. Then you realize it. But when you're in the midst of it, it's kind of hard to see.
Okay, so the point is that you have to have that conviction. We have to have that conviction and live that way.
I think also maybe 2 parshas ago we learned about living the moment, being in the now, and focusing on what's going on around us and what we're going through, and not necessarily about what happened. Yeah, that brought us to this moment, but now we need to keep looking about now, not being focused on the future.
No, to keep on going towards the future.
Right.
Yeah.
While
Yid sees everything as not the end, but rather the beginning.
Right. Yeah. Where did we learn that?
We learned that in Bereshit, or was it in maybe either in Bereshit or
maybe Noah. That it's all a new beginning. The flood is in order.
Yeah. It's that Noah believed that he believed in God, but he didn't believe that God believed in him.
Right.
Okay. So let's do one more. I don't know. I'm just being swamped with tiredness right now. Okay, so we're on page 125. Avraham Avinu התפלל עבור סדום. זה מטורף. It's crazy. He's davening for really wicked people. איך אפשר להתפלל על המקום הכי שפל ומקולקל בעולם? This place was the lowest. I mean, if you learn the Chumash carefully, when they surrounded Lot's house, and they wanted him to send the people out, they were gonna rape them, and Lot says, "Oh, I've got 2 daughters, that have never been with a man. I'll give them to you." It's like the place was insane, right? Insanely wicked. Stem was so corrupt that they had a law that if anybody was caught feeding a poor person, on Shom Mavet, they would kill him. The biggest crime you could do in Stem was feed a poor person. See, Stem was survival of the fittest, and you weren't allowed to help anybody that couldn't, right? And the Medrash says that Hashem says, I'm going down to see, is it like the eyes that are reaching me? And there was this girl that was caught feeding the poor, and as a punishment, they put her on a rooftop and covered her in honey, and the bees came and they just kept on stinging her until she died, right? And she's crying out, God, where are you? And it was her cries that brought down the final judgment on Sdom. So the place is really, really bad, right? So Lama Hechtit Hashem Lachiv Sdom. Why did God decide to destroy Sdom? Hamidrash Musapir Sipur Nora. The Medrash tells us an amazing story. Bito shel Lot hayta mamash talmida muvheket shel Avraham Avinu. One of those daughters was one of the star students of Avram Avinu. Mistam hitgorei ish zaken v'ani. And there was an old poor man in Stam who היה חולה, he was sick. אבל הפתעת אנשי סתם היה עדיין חי. And the people of Stam were surprised that he was surviving. למרות שאסור בסתם לעזור אפילו למי שחולה וזקן. Even though in Stam they had this rule that you're not even allowed to help an old sick person. הם חקרו ובדקו איך הוא עדיין חי, so they checked to see how come he's still alive, ומצאו שבתו הקטנה של לוט. They found that Lot's youngest daughter, Bat Hashtemesre, she was out of 12 years old, Machila Oto, she was feeding him. Me'asu, what did they do to her? Me'asula, Helu Ota al Gag, they put her on a roof, Machu Ota Bidvash, they smeared honey over her, Ubaud Varim Vaqtsu Ota Lamavet, and the bees came and stung her to death. Hamita Achino Ra'a Ba'olam, one of the worst kind of death. Eich im ken hitpalel Avraham Avinu al Stam. So how did Avraham Avinu daven for Stam? Mipnei shelot ben achi Avraham hitgorei b'Stam. It's because Lot, Avram Avinu's nephew, was living in Stam. והיו לו שתי בנות, רות, שממנה יצא דוד המלך, ובסוף משיח הייתה מזרעו של לוט.
Who's the other daughter?
The other, who was...
He didn't mention the other daughter.
Right. And אברהם אבינו ראה כל כך לעומק, עד שכשהסתכל על סתם ראה אש של משיח. So when Avraham Avinu was looking at Stam, he saw the fire of Mashiach. מעבר לכל הרעה, מעבר לכל הדברים הכי נוראים שהיו בסתום. He saw beyond all the terrible things that were going on in Stam. אברהם אבינו ראה משהו קדוש מאוד. אברהם אבינו saw something very, very holy. Okay, so basically what he's saying is that that you always have to see that behind everything there's always something positive. That's basically what he's saying.
I remember being at the Jew stand one morning. The guy says to me, he had the newspaper, and I always would read the headlines and say, oh, there's nothing good in the newspaper. Find something good on the front page. So there really was nothing good on the front page. So I said, oh, and Eilat, you don't pay mom. That's a good thing. So there we go. I had to look hard for that one.
That's the tragedy, is that the newspapers, their whole business is based on reporting. Like, you know, they're always trying to show you another fight.
Do you have an alarm clock going off?
Huh?
Do you have an alarm clock going off?
Where?
Somewhere in the house.
Yeah.